We are back. I never know what to do as an intro. I should make like a custom. We have an intro, but I feel like I should make my own little thing. I don't know. What's up, peeps? Welcome back to Squeeze the Juice. We are back, episode 27. A new week, kind of a chill week. A lot of big things coming after this week, so we will wait on that. Evan, how you doing this week?
So, it is a bit of a dry week. Not much to look forward to, but that's all right. We had a tremendous display of golf the last weekend, and we're just revving up for the NFL draft. So it's all right to kind of chill out for a week before everything comes to a halt here, or just comes to play here with the draft. It's going to be awesome. So I'm ready for it, but it's just the waiting game right now. You just got to wait it out. We're under 2 weeks away. So it's just a matter of time.
I'm excited. I'm ready. Like I told you before, I'm like, this is the most excited I've been to have football back probably in my life.
Yes, we need it.
The people need it.
The people need it. Because the NBA, it's been boring. It's been a snoozer. And baseball is just kicking off. Still some excitement there, but it's like, all right. And then NHL playoffs, I have no interest. Unfortunately, I have none. So
I'm ready for the NHL playoffs. I like the NHL.
NHL playoffs they're always good. I just, no Red Wings. I don't really care. I need my team. Yeah, no, I just need my teams in to be excited about it. Same with the NBA. I don't know if there's to be excited about watching these playoffs. But
besides maybe seeing what the Kings can do after 20,000 years of drought.
The Warriors will win.
Probably.
The Warriors will win.
The Warriors are just happy they get to play the Kings because they're like, we're experienced. It's only about a 30 little dip flight from the Bay.
Right.
They're so happy about it. Travel is not an issue.
No.
But I'm ready for the NHL. My Sharks and the Wings are not in it, but I'm intrigued to see what happens because it's very interesting that since 2006, this will be the first NHL playoffs without Ovechkin or Sidney Crosby in them.
It's crazy. That's crazy, but
I don't know what's going to happen. It's time for new guys to reign. Let's see what they got. I don't know what to expect. There's teams that always play really well, and then they just crumble. At Carolina, at Florida Panthers, Brooks Koepka's favorite team, the Florida Panthers.
Well, speaking of crumbling, there is Brooks Koepka.
Absolutely. I told you that he might do this.
He was just looking great. And then Sunday came around and Brooks collapsed. It was just a complete and utter downslope of his play because he was red hot Thursday. Friday he looked good. Then they believe they had 2 delays. It was 2 delays. But he performed so well. It was unfortunate for Brooks, but shout out Jon Rahm, man. What a great winner. Deserving. Played tremendous golf all 4 days. He was plus 950 to win it. He was third. He had the third best odds to win it. And he came out on top. And no one should be surprised because he is one of, if not the best golfers in the world. He's that good. And it took a guy like Jon Rahm, the poise, the composure, the clutch shot making. He was phenomenal. He was phenomenal at Augusta. And I dismissed him. We didn't really give him the credit he probably deserved, but
because
he played great.
Because we were talking about how there were the news discussions. Did he peak already? He after he won his most recent event, he took his break and then he played that one tournament and then he played
really poor, but. What a winner. What a champion. He's got the green jacket now. 2-time major winner. I know he's got more in him, but just phenomenal display of golf. Other than that, though, we didn't hit on a winner, but we had guys 2 in the top 10 in Spieth and Hovland. Spieth at plus 160. He kind of had to bounce back on Sunday, but that's where Jordan Spieth makes up his ground because it feels like he's always got a chance on Sunday. He was just a little too far behind, didn't have his best golf in rounds 2 and 3, but really, really sharp on Sunday. And he made the most of it because I believe he shot a 65, if I'm not mistaken. 66?
I think
it was 66.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking 3-4 extra holes would have been the difference of him potentially locking in like solo second or even winning this. Like, that's how close he was.
He made a push, and the thing about Jordan Spieth is he's got that history. He's already won a green jacket. He's done it before, too, so I felt kind of good about Spieth. Like, going in, I was like, all right, this is classic Spieth time. Classic Spieth time. Let's go. But Victor Hovland, that was your big winner. Plus 280. He had a tremendous round 1, then kind of fell off after that, but that's a great play. Hovland at plus 280. I mean, you cannot be mad about that.
I'm not, but it's always unfortunate because he is truly an incredible young golfer, and it just so happens that he plays like the prime of golf, and every first round he's in. Like in the RBC Heritage, which is this weekend that we're filming, he was in first pretty much the whole first round, and then day 2 came, and he dropped to like 8th or 9th, and it was just unfortunate. I mean, he's still high because I think he's like 6 or 7 under, but everyone's playing really well. But it's just unfortunate that he seems to like this day 2 and 3 he seems to drop not too far, but then it's hard for him to regain that because the guys on Sunday are just playing crazy.
Right.
But yeah, I love Victor Hovland, big fan. I hope he gets a win soon. I really hope he does. He's been playing so well. He's just like. He's always like locked in that 5 through 10 slot. Like he's never not. It seems like he's never not a top 10 finisher.
He tremendous young golfer, played well, and what's more there left to say? I mean, really just a great Masters, one of the most watched in recent history, most watched in 5 years. Props, we also hit some of those. Well, the only 2 we played. Shane Lowry at plus 460. That was my big one. Shout out Rory McIlroy, who didn't even make the cut. That helped me out because Shane Lowry played good golf, but it wasn't like he was overly impressive. Wasn't in the top 10, but played well enough to kind of stick around for a little bit. And McIlroy just completely fell off the face of the earth. Unfortunate for Rory, who was tied for the best odds to win it. Didn't even make the cut.
That's crazy. Him and JT both didn't make the cut. Tiger slid in.
That weather on, I want to say, Saturday morning, it was horrible. It was horrible. And Justin Thomas, he struggled mightily because of it. I mean, I believe he was at -2 or -3 at the start of the round, and then completely
like 4 or 5
got destroyed by the weather and all that rain, all that just chaos, the wind. It was just a whole mixture of ugliness, and it definitely affected his play, especially more so than the other guys, because Rahm was like -2 in the all the rain and stuff, so he wasn't that affected. But then Justin Thomas, I believe he was +5 or something. It was just crazy. But then the top Asian player, Hideki Matsuyama, he actually tied Sungjae Im and Tom Kim at, I believe they were -1 or -2, but +195 for Matsuyama. Top Asian player, it counts. He was a top Asian player, technically.
That was unfortunate.
And he was in sole possession of that
for majority
of the tournament, but then
one stroke
just had a horrible final round.
I mean, he was chilling, top 5 or 6 on end of day 3, and I'm just like, okay, I'm chilling with this guy.
I know.
I'm like, they could creep up, but I think he's okay as long as he doesn't blow it bad. And what'd he do? Kind of blew it bad. But he didn't fall below them, so that's what I'm happy about. So it was still a good pick because he probably should have taken it solo home, but I ain't mad about it.
No, but that's basically it. That's the Masters recap. Like I said, we didn't hit any winners, unfortunately. My guy that I had winning in Will Zalatoris, he withdrew. You also had him in your top 10. So immediately we were without Willie Z.
unfortunate because we didn't. At first, I didn't know why he was withdrawing because I'm like, what? But he has a injury that supposedly he may be out for the year.
Yeah, he's done for the year,
which is crazy.
Sad to hear. Really sad to hear. But we also had Morikawa winning. He obviously did not win, but he hung around. I believe he had a top 10 finish.
I think, he was like 8 or 9.
So would have liked to bet him top 10, but we didn't.
Should have more faith in Rahm.
Right.
We didn't, though.
Right.
I mentioned Brooks, but Brooks did choke. So,
and then I believe I also had Cam Smith.
Yeah.
He wasn't really in the fold. Patrick Cantlay, he looked good for a little bit, but then I believe he dropped out of the top 10.
So did Xander.
Xander, yeah.
And
then Corey Connors, that was another one of my guys, didn't make the cut. Tiger Woods withdrew after being +7. Ugly scenes from some of the golfers there. Not the best display from guys like Corey Connors, Rory, Tiger, but on the other side of the coin, you got Jon Rahm. You got Phil Mickelson.
That was crazy.
You got Jordan Spieth. Phenomenal golf from those guys, and it was a great Masters. It was one of the more enjoyable ones, and I did like the PGA versus LIV action, if you will, between Brooks and Rahm. I thought that made the story just a little bit more interesting. You know, not that they were, I think, individually, like, I'm PGA and I'm LIV, but just that how this kind of two worlds collided there in the final round. The final pairing is PGA, LIV, and Jon Rahm coming out on top. You know, he's really grown on me as a golfer, and I'm super happy that he won, obviously. He was so deserving. Tremendous round of golf, all 4 days. He's the man. He's the man.
I know. It's hard to argue, you know, like, I mean, I think I don't know if they still consider Scotty Scheffler number 1 in the world, but I feel like you got to give it to Rahm right now.
He's playing great golf.
He had that one mishap, but this man is just tearing down everything that's put in front of him. Did you know that he has one leg shorter than the other?
Yeah.
I just found that out the other day.
Yeah, I heard him talking about that. That was a crazy story. Crazy story. But Jon Rahm, +950, Masters champion, green jacket. Shout out to Jon Rahm, man. What a Masters. And now it's on to the NBA playoffs. Which, I mean, I'll always come out and say it. The NBA's been boring this year. I have not been able to get into it as I have in past years. There's no juice. There's no excitement. It just feels bland right now. The product feels bland, completely watered down. It's just offense, offense, offense. There's no styles. There's no, like, interesting matchups. It just feels bland.
It's like ugly street ball. In a way. Because street ball is normally more entertaining, but it's like they're just like try to just pass it around, and then just some guy chucks a shot. Oh, we got it. Or
yeah, I feel like
it's either drive the lane or chuck a shot. Nothing else.
There's just nothing that's really drawing me in this year, and I mean, I'll still watch some of the NBA playoffs, but this has just not been the same year of NBA for me, at least personally. I don't know how Listenerland feels about the NBA this season, but it's just not been it. But there are some fun bets I guess we could talk about, or some betting odds. We'll start with the playoff series. Obviously, when you look at some of the bigger games, or some of the bigger series,
the last playing game,
right?
Tonight.
Like, I'm just trying to figure out. All right, here's one. Ready? Celtics Hawks.
Yeah.
Celtics are -1,200 to win that series. Like, there's no point in betting the Hawks. But how about this interesting one? Lakers Grizzlies. Lakers +120, Grizzlies -142. So that's one where it's like, okay, you got LeBron, AD, D'Lo versus John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, that series actually is probably the only one where I'm like, all right, I might actually watch some of this. Because the opening round, for the most part, you got almost, like, you kind of know who's going to win them. But this one is kind of a flip of a coin. I have no idea. It's a toss-up.
It's like, it's where you look at, you're like, all right, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, play it out, and just let 1 and 2 seeds have the bye, because the 7 and 8s, I mean, maybe slightly the Lakers, but like for the most part, the other 7 and 8 seeds, I don't see them beating up the the 1 and 2 seeds.
You know, you just made a good, like, maybe unintentionally, a really good point. I think the NBA should decrease the amount of playoff teams they have.
Like a 6?
Make it 6 per. Why not? The NBA playoffs are way too long to start with. They're like 2 months long. Make the regular season mean more by having less teams make the playoffs. You have to actually win these games. You're going to have less load management. You're going to have teams trying to get into the playoffs, or more teams trying to get into less spots to make the playoffs. That's kind of what makes the regular season exciting, is when every game matters, or there's more meaning to the games. Maybe not every game matters, but you know it's important to win these games. And I'd probably shorten the regular season too. I'd shorten the regular season, decrease the amount of playoff teams, and let's go. Let's go.
Like October to April, pretty much lock it in.
Yeah. And let's go.
Or I guess you'd have to... Well, I guess it would just end in the middle of May.
NBA playoffs can end in the middle of May.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I was thinking about that because you can't have the playoffs be during madness. You know?
We'll have one play 6. No, we won't have one play 6.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, do you have the first? Because that's a long time if you have the first 2 teams have byes. Because you can't have the first seed have a bye and the other one's not.
We will have the 3 play the 6, the 4 play the 5, best of 3. And then we go for it.
That's smart. I like that.
1 and 2 seeds they get a little bit of rest, and obviously there's an advantage there.
Advantage and disadvantage. Rest, but not flow of play. You know.
Sure.
But I mean, that's definitely an advantage. 100%.
I don't know. Just floating it out there.
No,
because I think the regular season sucks. Like, I think NBA's regular season sucks.
And the play-in tournament is awful too. It's just a money grab to literally increase, pretty much like, hey, everyone can get in.
I'm gonna draft.
It's not March
I'm
Madness.
gonna draft a document of changes, and I'm gonna send it to the NBA. We're gonna see what happens. But as it stands right now, I mean, these playoff series are kind of a joke. I mean, Knicks Cavs, that one's kind of interesting. I kind of like the Knicks.
I know. I'm really looking at that. I'm like, the Cavs should win this series, realistically, based on what they have. But the Knicks just might do this. Like, the Cavs are beatable.
The Cavs are minus 205 to win this series, but I mean, am I crazy if I think Jalen Brunson might be the best player on the court?
No,
like, has he surpassed Donovan Mitchell? I mean, it's
definitely up there.
Like,
they're definitely 1-2. You can't doubt that they're not 1-2 to me. The way things have gone.
Like, all right, if I'm starting a franchise, I'm probably taking Don, like, just on an individual level, but I like Jalen Brunson's fit with the Knicks, and I liked him in Dallas. Luka and the Mavs, they're not even in the playoffs. They miss Jalen Brunson. I think he's got a bigger impact
than people realize.
Than what he's given credit for. So, I mean, we're talking playoff series. Knicks plus 172. Let's go. Knicks, I'm locking it in. They're beating the Cavs. And then what else we got?
I love that. You know what's interesting?
Clippers, Suns. You go first.
I was going to say, you know what's interesting to think about? Not that Donovan Mitchell is playing worse, but you're thinking about when he was in Utah. I mean, he was just taking over everything, and that's what people used to think of Gordon Hayward too. When he was in Utah, taking over the guy. Both leave. The value decreases, especially for Gordon Hayward.
Oh yeah, 100%. But Clippers, Suns.
That's so questionable.
No PG. Suns are gonna roll.
If you don't have if you don't have Paul George or Kawhi Leonard, you're done. If you're the Clippers, it doesn't matter what.
Right.
Russ is not cooking. Russ is not cooking.
I know. Kings, Warriors. This just feels like Warriors all day.
I hope the Kings.
It'd be interesting to see the Kings win. It'd be cool.
Too. Or at least I hope the Kings make it 6 or 7.
I agree.
That'd be fun to see.
And then Lakers, Grizzlies.
I hope the Lakers win.
I'm gonna go with the Lakers. I would love to see the Grizzlies lose. I cannot stand the Grizzlies.
I like the Grizzlies, but just the way this year's gone has made me not be a fan of them really much.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for the first round series that we got on tap. Conference winners, just the top three here for the West: Suns, Warriors, Nuggets. They go plus 190, plus 320, plus 360. And then the East, it's Bucks, Celtics, Sixers, plus 110, plus 170, and plus 440.
You know what's crazy? You said it's the Nuggets.
Suns, Warriors, Nuggets.
Suns, Warriors. Oh, those are like the top three most likely.
The top three best odds.
You know what's crazy? If you look at to me, if you look at the top three teams in both the West and the East, I look at the East as maybe weaker as a whole, but to me the top three teams in the East have a way higher percent chance of winning the NBA title than the top three in the West. To me, I feel like the Nuggets are just every year. Nuggets are top 2 or 3, right? They got everything going for them. They got a beautiful 1 through 5. Oh, they have an incredible record. Bye.
My judgment is clouded because I'm a big KD guy. I think the Suns are going to do it. I feel like they're the team. As long as KD's healthy, him, CP3, Booker, that I don't know who overcomes that.
And if Ayton's playing well too,
it's a lot. It's a lot to overcome, especially in the West, because I look at the Warriors and Wiggins. He took a break for a while. Was on. I'm not sure what was going on, but I'm not going to speculate. He could come back and guard KD. Draymond can guard KD too, but do I trust the Warriors to get there? Would
they have home court advantage?
No, the Suns would.
Okay, that's a huge.
So, do I trust the Warriors to get there? I don't know. If they get to Phoenix, they have not been good on the road all year. I can't trust them. And then the Nuggets,
it's huge.
The Nuggets, they just have no one to guard KD. They have no one to guard KD. So I feel like the Suns will get out of the West. And then if I go to the East, the Bucks or the Celtics, I'm never going to trust Philly. I don't buy into Philly.
Not anymore.
I just can't. I cannot buy. I cannot buy into the Sixers. Bucks, Celtics. I don't see the Celtics getting back. I feel like it's Bucks and Suns, and I hate to be the guy that picks the favorites in both conferences.
In the rematch of a couple of years ago,
right? But sometimes it's just it's that easy. So I'm going to take the Suns and the Bucks. I just think it's going to happen, unfortunately. And then I feel like the Suns are just going to come out and do this. I feel like KD gets his revenge. If you remember when the Bucks won it all, KD's toe was on the line to tie it. He hit the shot to tie the game. If he was just a couple inches further back, they win the game and they go on. They might even win it all.
And that was just that shot was almost the downfall of the Nets. It just kept tumbling from there.
It was the downfall of the Nets. That shot right there was the downfall. But I think KD gets his revenge. I mean, you don't make that move if you don't think it's going to pan out. I think the Suns do it. I'm boring, but that's my pick. I mean, it is what it is.
I know a lot of people don't want to see CP3 win a ring. I'd like to see it. Also, this would be my first time that I'd be like, okay, KD, I don't hate that you won this ring. And I don't think there's a problem with it. Because you were traded there. You didn't choose to go there. Obviously, you probably you might have been like, hey, if I can, I'd like to go here. But he was traded there. And he's a difference maker. And he's not jumping from an amazing team to one of the best teams ever,
right,
supposedly, and then winning multiple championships against pretty much LeBron James carrying the Cavs, right? It's okay, because those were all joke rings.
Right.
This ring I will respect more, even though the NBA is just this season and the teams are just not what you would expect. But I will respect a ring that he wins this year.
It's tough for me because the KD Warrior teams, you're right in the fact that, the team was super stacked, but the Warriors don't win those rings without KD.
Absolutely.
And so, I don't wouldn't say it was like a joke ring. Like obviously it was unfair.
Yeah,
probably
it was
it was like leaning heavy Warriors because they swept and then won 5-1. So they won gentleman's sweep and then 4-0.
That's the crazy thing, though.
Yeah, just the Warriors with KD were unstoppable. They were going to win it all every single year. Now, the one year that they didn't win all when the Raptors won, you had KD out with a torn Achilles and you had Klay Thompson out with a torn ACL. That was the only way you were stopping the Warriors. Injuries. Like, that was the only way.
That was a great year.
That made me upset.
To see the downfall.
I don't like the Raptors. I don't like Kawhi. But that's another story.
You just bother me. That was just Drake
me.
going crazy.
They just bother me.
That's the last thing everyone needed in the world. Drake seeing the Raptors win.
I know.
If it was in Toronto, something would have happened to Drake.
But KD's got the Suns plus 480. I'm gonna stick with it. I think they do it. It feels like their year, especially with Kevin Durant, in my opinion, still the best player in the world. There's no one on the court I'd rather have than Kevin Durant when it all comes down to one shot. I got to have it. It's KD. It's KD. So I'm on Suns plus 480 to win the conference. Suns plus 190, Bucks plus 110. I mean, that's really not good value at all, but screw it. Lakers plus 120 to beat the Grizz and Knicks plus 172 to beat the Cavs. Justin, is there anyone you like outright winning this thing? You said you were leaning Eastern Conference. Are you on the Bucks, Celtics, Sixers? What are you on, my boy?
It's so tough because if they're playing well, no one's going to stop the Suns. I 100% agree with you. If they're playing well, it's like whatever because they don't. No, Boston and Milwaukee don't have enough, but they play hard nosed ball. That's
great team basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
And Drew Holiday has been very, very good this year. Like he's probably not getting enough credit. He has been outstanding. Because Middleton's been hurt, he's been banged up, he's been in and out of the lineup. Holiday has really stepped up, and pairing him with Giannis and Brook Lopez and Grayson Allen and like all
Middleton
these guys, like they're all coming together for the Bucks. It's not the greatest team. Like I don't think this team is the same as the one that won it all. Like it's a lot of the same guys, but they play a little bit differently. They still lean on Giannis a ton, but I think Drew Holiday has really taken a step forward this year. I've liked what I've seen from his play.
It'd be cool to see the Nets make a run. I know they won't because it's just not going to happen when they have to play the Sixers in Philly the first round.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets push the Sixers, though.
Yeah, I agree. Plain and simple, if the Suns are on fire, I don't think anybody stops them. But I'm gonna push the Bucks, man.
All right, Bucks plus 240. So you got Bucks Suns as well.
Yeah,
all right.
I have to.
We're both on Bucks Suns. It's chalky, but you know what? This is not the NCAA. It's chalky.
Bucks or Suns or Celtics. I don't know what to tell you.
It's going to be one of those three teams. Like I'm sorry, the Warriors. It's probably not your year again.
It's because you traded Wiseman.
The Nuggets don't. They Nuggets don't step up this time.
They don't scare anybody.
Sixers, same deal. Like the Sixers are going to match up with the Celtics, and the Celtics always beat the Sixers in the playoffs. That's just how it is. So you're on Bucks, I'm on Suns. This playoffs is going to suck, but here we are.
See, the NBA's talking about downsizing different like the offices of it and like different people because they're just like because the economy's too much right now. I was reading an article about it. I was like, they're like the economy's affecting the NBA, so they're gonna have to start laying off people in certain areas. And I'm like, what?
That
when they're funding the WNBA to get all these charter flights now?
Adam's got his priorities all out of sorts.
I don't know what Adam's got going on. We need David Stern back.
Well,
we need the real NBA back.
Yes, yeah, I agree. But no, I'm just yearning for something a little bit more exciting during the regular season. Like these players don't care. Like in hockey and in baseball, I know they're long seasons, but at least the players care. Like you can tell they care about the regular season. Like the NBA, players don't care. They don't care.
Do you remember when they talked about doing like the mid-season tournament? I thought that was such a dumb idea.
It's a horrible idea.
Also, before we start winding it down on this short one, you know how they talk? Do you like the idea how they talked about reducing load management and how you can only win certain awards if you play so many games? Do you like that idea? Like if there's 84 games, you got to play at least 60 to win an award or whatever.
I mean, look, for some players it's important because you have to make like a all NBA team to hit a roster bonus that's like nuts, and it can increase how much you can get in your contract. I believe it's within your first. I think it's on your rookie deal. If you make an all NBA team, I believe that like increases how much you can make when your contract is due. Like I'm pretty sure. I'm not an expert in NBA contract,
legality
history here, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's structured in the NBA. Could be wrong. Do not quote me. But
duly noted.
No, I think it's okay. Like I think it's an okay rule, but I mean guys like Kawhi, others, that sit out regularly. I mean, LeBron even always had injuries and stuff. AD. Yeah,
everyone's like, Mikal Bridges is going to win every award.
Luka. I mean, all these guys sit out. Like, it's all just rest, load management, injury management. Like, no. What we need to shorten the amount of teams that are in the postseason. We need to shorten the season in general.
Write your letter.
And then let's have at it. These guys will play more if the games matter. Because guess what? If there's only 70 games in a season, let's say you go from 82 to 70, and there's only 6 teams to make the playoffs, the amount of competition is going to skyrocket. And then they also need to tailor the rules a little bit, tone down the amount of offense. Let's get some more defense involved. I know it's not pretty, but everything is just hand check, foul, hand check, foul. It's like, no. Let's allow the defense to play a little bit. Like
let the boys play.
Right. It's not crazy. The basketball fan knows what good defense is. And when you are basically not allowed to play good defense, that's frustrating, especially when a team like the Pistons, historically, they're a defensive team, right? Like, that's their mantra. If you're taking that away from a franchise that's pretty much built and predicated on defense, it makes it a little bit harder for teams to form an identity because everyone's identity is just chuck up threes and playing in space. Everyone's got the same identity. Like, no one's identity is, we're the super defensive, hard-nosed team that is going to make you work. Like, whose identity is that? No one. No one has that identity.
Beats me, man.
And that's the thing that I love about college basketball is that every team has, like, a theme. Like, their own theme, right? Michigan State's theme this year was chuck up a ton of threes and play some pretty good defense from time to time. UConn's theme, the national champion, was play fantastic defense and have a nice, even flowing offense with a dominant big man in the middle. But everyone else can shoot around him. San Diego State's the runner-up. Insane defense, right? One of the best defensive teams in the country. And then lean on the leadership of your senior and junior guards to get it done with their offense. Every team is different in college basketball.
West Virginia.
Every team is the same in the NBA. That needs to change. There needs to be something different. Because in the MLB, not every team can hit as well, but they can pitch. Or maybe they're really good on the base paths, but don't have a ton of power. In NFL, some teams are good on the ground. Some teams are great on defense, not so good on offense. Some teams are great through the air, but not so good on the ground. NBA, it just feels like everyone's doing the same thing. And it's getting to a point where I'm just fed up and I'm bored. So, Adam, let's talk. And that's my speech.
Letter to the editor.
I'm done. I'm fed up because I love basketball, but it sucks when it's just some watered down product.
Especially when this season's way longer than like college. And college is so much better.
It's just a drag. Like the NBA is a drag. Let's make it exciting. Make the NBA fun again because this is not fun.
Mantra.
It's boring. It sucks.
Make the NBA fun again.
Please.
Declared.
Please.
Well, short but sweet episode today.
Hey man, it's not like the NBA. Long, sucky, dry. We're short and sweet. Suns, Bucks, those are champs. I'm on the Suns, plus 480. Justin's on the Bucks, plus 240. We got our series winners, conference winners. You guys have already heard them. I'm not going to run it back. The NBA doesn't deserve me running it back.
Sweet like a shot of juice.
Apple.
Well, it was another great one today. We got quite an episode for you guys next week planned.
Oh, my goodness.
The tensions are going to be high. This set may burn down.
It is going to be the most insane episode we've had, and I'm not gassing it up just for you guys to be let down. It is going to be the Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way Galaxy colliding in 5 billion years. It is going to be chaos. I'm preparing now. I've been very calm today. Mm-hmm. Do not expect the same mild temper next week. Do not expect it. Expect chaos.
Mayhem is on the way. We got a big one for you next week. We also got a little special something that will be here as well. But next 2 weeks of hype. Let the hype train begin. Let the joy and excitement prevail.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait for the NFL draft. And that's what we got on tap.
Follow us on the socials. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Light it up. Light up the boards. On YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Turn on those post notifications. Give us a thumbs up. Send us some comments. What are your expectations of the draft coming up? We'd love to hear it. But as always, thank you guys for another episode. And we will see you next week on a wild one. I'm going to squeeze the juice. Peace.